I feel like it's a little underexposed. You can see the blacks are starting to fade out.
You said you shot this in a volcano?
In a volcano, yes.
A volcano. Wow.
Brother, I get it. It's tough out here in the volcanoes.
Guys, we are here for a very special day. My name's Charles Holmes. Right here, we have my man, Aric Jenkins. We both have dreams of being photographers. So we caught the new Pokémon Snap, and we want to see whose dreams can really be achieved. So we reached out to two of the greatest living photographers to please show us if we have what it takes. First up is Alexis Hunley. How are you doing, Alexis? How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm just happy to be here, Charles. Thank you for having me.
What do you like to shoot? What do you like? What's your go-to kind of things that is really your zone?
Emotion. Anything that allows me to explore feeling is really important to me.
And last but certainly not least, we have my man, Joe Greer.
My bread and butter, if I had to choose one lane of photography to stick with for the rest of my life, it'd be street photography. I just like photographing life, man, however people are living.
So we're going to go round by round. They're going to be brutally honest about this. What is our ranking system, Mr. Jenkins?
So we're going to do a score out of 10 for each photo. Keep in mind the composition, the subject, the lighting, the pose. You guys are photographers. You know more than anyone what makes a good photo. Yeah, brutally honest, but hopefully fair.
Are you ready to crush my dreams?
Absolutely.
I've never been more ready for anything in my life. Let's do this.
Damn it. All right, let's do it. Round one. You're first, Jenkins.
I believe this Pokemon is called a Magnium. Please don't, people watching, skewer me if I pronounce that wrong. But yeah, with this photo, I mean, obviously the glow was very tempting, and with the stars in the backdrop, I just thought that this photo really captured a moment of beauty, just pure beauty. And I think it's a wonderful photo. That's my first shot. How about you, Charles?
My first photo here, this is of my boy Raichu, and he's surfing on his tail. I'm not a doctor, so don't ask me how that's anatomically possible. But, this photo really isn't about surfing. It's an existential photo about life and how we are all just riding the waves of the universe.
What do you guys think?
Technically, that's a very difficult photo. I mean, so you're shooting, this is probably, it's at night. The stars are exposed, so you're at minimum probably 90 seconds of an exposure. So you're on a tripod. You're not handheld here. This is very technically like a challenging photo to get.
I thought so too.
I'm one of the original kind of Pokemon guys, so I don't even know what that is I'm looking at. But I do like the expression.
I love the expression. I love the way you described the emotion.
The composition could be a little bit more compelling.
Maybe I would have moved over just a little bit more to the right so we had more of the sky.
I do like the touch of green on the tree on the left part of the frame. I'm glad that you included that. I'm all about layers. So the more layers you can add in a frame, I think enhances the frame. Technically, I mean, this again, like I said, that's at night on a tripod with the stars exposed and the sky perfectly exposed. That's a hard photo to get.
I think it's a pretty solid photo. You described it really well.
With Charles, I actually really like this photo, and I think it's my favorite of the two. If I have to. But also in terms of just like Raichu is a little bit darker, but that's just a post-production thing. All I gotta do is bump the shadows up the blacks a little bit. You might be able to bring out some of that. I love the leading lines. Those sand hills right there, it's leading your eye through the middle of the frame. And then also you got that path down to the Pikachu on the bottom left corner. So naturally and organically, my eyes flow perfectly through the entire frame.
You're saying a bunch of words I don't know that I did, but I'm happy I did them.
I would have dropped the camera down and tilted it up so that you Raichu perfectly in the sky so that the background isn't so busy.
Now, Joe, but before you give your score, I just want to be clear. Now, you mentioned that it could be fixed in post, but we're presenting the photos as is, right? So we gotta factor that into the score, right?
That is fair. That is a good point.
Hashtag no filter.
10 is the absolute highest. 10 should be in MoMA, in the Met.
That's right.
8, 7.2. Wow.
2. We're doing decimals out here. We're doing decimals.
All about that decimal.
Pretty good. I like this. Wow. God damn.
You know
all right,
what's up.
cool.
Come on. 7.5. Right. You really like Charles?
I'm telling you, man.
I got a 7.5, but I got a 4. Man, wow. That hurt me. I'll take that on the chin. We got round 2. I'll go up first now. I'll be honest with you guys. I do not know what these Pokemon's names are. I'm Pokemon diehard, but like after a couple generations, you just start losing track. So I'm going to call them Moth Boys. What I really wanted to capture was just the wrath, the fury, the anger, okay? This was shot in a volcano. It was very, very hard, you know, with all the steam, with all the lights. But I really, really tried to focus in on the relationship between these two Moth Boys. They're boys and they're fighting. And that's what I wanted to capture, that rage.
This to me is just classic street photography. I really, with this shot, you know, I wanted to capture, if you zoom in, you can see this expression of pain captured in a very candid moment. And it's kind of like an ironic photo because, you know, the background is so flowery and bright and everything looks all good, but this Pokemon is carrying a burden inside of it. And that to me is just the expression of the human condition.
I'm feeling the fury in the wings for sure. And you said you shot this in a volcano?
In a volcano, yes.
A volcano. Wow. It's the motion, the symmetry between the two is beautiful. The colors complement each other really well.
I'm back with Alexis. Thank you.
I love the facial expression. I'm drawn to faces in general. So the way you described the somber look on the face with this beautiful, light, happy background is fantastic. I would have pulled in more. I get distracted by the other rings of color and the butterflies in a way that pulls me out of the feeling that it sounds like you were going to capture.
It's tough out here in a moving cart, you know.
Really,
Yeah,
I agree. You know, the symmetry is great. I think that's awesome. That's great for the viewer. Anything in terms of like photography and still photography, like if there is symmetry in the frame, that's just so pleasing to look at. My only issue is I feel like it's a little underexposed. You can see the blacks are starting to fade out. But again, you are in tough lighting conditions, and so which are very unpredictable. The last time I shot in a volcano, it was a very challenging lighting scenario. So I get it, brother. I get it. It's tough out here in the volcanoes. Jenkins, man, I agree. It looks like you're probably shooting on a 28mm lens, which is my go-to lens, maybe even wider at a 24, 35, or even a 50 would have been really nice here for you to kind of punch in a little bit. But again, you're on a cart, what is it? Is it a train, a go-kart?
A little go-kart thing.
It's a floating go-kart. We'll go with that.
You know, that's challenging. I think I'm going to have to give the edge to Charles on this one. I think
let's do scores. Let's do scores. I'm ready for it. Oh, man.
Wow, attention.
it was a volcano.
Yeah.
Can't argue with that.
Wow.
Tough. It's tough out here. It's heating up. I call this one Hurricane of Beauty.
What's happening here is one of those situations, especially shooting on the street, right place, right time. It's there and it's gone.
The motion coming across, the feeling in her face.
You know, this might seem crazy to say with all these shots, but I think this is the most National Geographic-esque shot there is.
By far the best round for both of you guys.
This tree branch is quite high in the air. I would say a solid 10 feet off the ground and just pointing up towards the stars, the expression on his face.
For my photo, I really wanted to capture the beauty of motherhood at night. You know, a queen bee with her little children.
What you described this motherhood photo is, that alone got me.
Woo! This is the tiebreaker.
What can I say about this shot? I mean, I don't think I need to say much.
So right here, what you see my boy Quagmire, whatever you call him.
It's a glowing bird in the midst of the night sky.
He's the little light blue joint, and he's just having a nice day. He's out there chilling. He's just feeling real good. I love that smile on him.
The ability to capture this shot mid-flight.
Then I see my man Monkey Boy Apom. He was like to one of his other monkey boys. He's like, yo, man, y'all think I can jump over this fool? And they like, nah, you can't do it. He's like, all right, I'm going to do it. So he did it. And I was like, this is great.
Interesting composition where it's just not quite centered, but centered enough with the starry backdrop.
Right there in the little side, you see my man Dragonfly, Mr. Dragonfly. He's like, oh, word. He's like, y'all doing this out here? And they're like, yeah. So I really just tried to capture this playground and this fun in this photo.
I think it's a fantastic photo, and I hope you agree.
stunning. It's stunning. The composition is fantastic. The lines leading along the top of the wings, diagonally across the frame, the light coming up underneath the wings. It's almost a little backlit on the around the bottom of the feet. It's clean. I prefer clean, minimal backgrounds, and just all of it. You did a fantastic job on this.
Thank you, Alexis.
When I first saw it, I was like, okay, is this Pokemon underwater? Or is it in the sky? I liked the mystery. The fact is that this bird was fine. Moving, to capture movement in this kind of lighting condition, technically, and you nailed the focus. You nailed the focus. It was tough for you to try to get this right, and you got it right. So props to you, Charles, brother. That bottom left corner is just driving me nuts.
What?
Was this an accidental frame?
No, this was
on purpose.
Yeah, this is on purpose. I love this photo.
It wasn't just like in your pocket and just
Damn.
That's me? Oh,
10.
Yo,
Damn.
in the moment.
All right. Now time for me. I'm not getting 10 on this one. I can tell. 5 and a 2. Wow. All right. Well, we have our photographer. Good match, Jenkins. I disagree with both of you. But
what can I say?
Congratulations. We have our Pokemon Snap champion. But more importantly, before we get out of here, I want to celebrate photography, real photography.
You can check out my work on my website. It's www.alexishunley.com, or on Instagram and Twitter, you can find me at by Alexis Hunley.
Find me just Irie Greer on in all the social networks. And then my website's irie.photography.
I've been following you guys both for a while now. You both are fantastic photographers. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you, guys.
Until next time, we'll do this again sometime.
Well done, y'all. Well done.
Thank you.